Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 15 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 15. Like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we are to cover for the day. So we'll have a recap on day 13. And also today we are going to talk about count, count A, count blank, count if, and count ifs. Then we'll have question and answer and conclusion. Then we call it a day. These are our outlines for today. So if you can recall on the 13, we discussed about large and small functions. That's what we discussed. I told you they are functions that help you to get the maximum number in hierarchical order. So if you want to get a small number in hierarchical order, you use small. If you want to get the maximum number, that is highest number in hierarchical order, you also use large. So that's what we discussed on day 13, and we have a recess of 1 day, which is yesterday. We all rest and do as the assignment, and we reconvene to night. Okay, so today we are going to talk about count and its own house members, or I can say brothers and sisters, comprises of count A, count blank, count if, and count ifs. Okay, before we start the practice of all these counts, we need to start talk about what each means, and then you understand them before we start practicing how to use them. So for the count, count helps you to count a number of cells that has number in them. It helps you to count number of cells that has number cells with numbers. That what it counts for you. For example, I have series of maybe under salary column. I have, okay. So let's start talking about count. I say count helps you to count the numbers within the cells. So if, for example, under a salary, you have a salary anywhere that that has something that is not okay. So we are going to talk about this count, count A, count blank, count if, and count ifs. And like I said, count is used to help you count all the cells that contain numbers in them. For example, you have a column that has salary. So there must be number, or the cells under that column salary must contain numbers in them. But anything that is not any cell that has something other than number, for example, a text in it or something that is a character, not a number per se, it will definitely not going to count it. It will only count those cells that has numbers in them. That what count did for you. For the count A, that is count all. That's the full name of the function. The second one is count all. What count all did is that count all will help you to count um number of cells, all the cells that are not empty within the column. Number of cells that are not empty. So it includes, in as much as a cell is not empty, count all will count whatever how many cells are not empty within the column. So that what it did for you for the count all. That what count all did. For the count blank, what count blank did is it counts number of cells that are empty. So it's like the opposite of count all. While count all counts everything, including cells that has numbers, cells that have text, that have special characters, and everything. Count all counted. But count blank only counts cells that are empty within the range of the data. The next one that we will talk about is count if. Count if counts cells for you based on criteria, but it only count single cells. That's what it did for you. For example, I have row of states. Maybe I want to count how many times Zamfara state appeared within the cell. Or I have the cells of maybe numbers, how many times a particular number appeared within the cell. So that's what this count if did for you. For the count ifs is like nested if. So you can count using multiple criteria. So I can use, for example, if I want to count how many females are from Sokoto State within the range of within the data, I can count that. Or maybe how many females that are from Sokoto State are receiving more than 70,000 salary. It will count it for me. So I can give more than one criteria, unlike count if. For the count ifs, I can give multiple criteria to count how many people within the range of the data are qualified for such criteria. So this is what this count did for us. So let's go and have some to practice this together. So let me open my Excel. Here we go. So the first thing we are going to do is let me delete this. I don't think we need it. Let's start with count. Let me write them all here. Count A, count blank, count if, and count ifs. So these are the counts we are going to treat. So let's start with the count. Count. I told you what count did. Count counts the number of cells that are under a particular column. Number of cells that contains number of cells that has numbers in them. Please understand. Number of cells that has numbers in them. That what count did for you. So if the maybe it's a blank or it has text or something like that other than number, it will not count it for you. So let's count that. So I'm going to say count open bracket. That's how you do it. Then you count, you highlight the cell. So I want to highlight this particular cell of ID number to see how many cells within this ID number has number under them. So that's what I want. Let me press enter. So you see it's count this. We have 12. So if we count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 of them that has number in them. So if, for example, I come here and I put something, let me just add something here. I just add BB. You see, by adding this BB, this definitely now is not a number because I add a text under it. That way it automatically turn it to 11. If I even remove this and just write A, it will definitely be like this. If I come here and put B, sorry, if I come here and put B, it will turn to 10. Even if I delete this B, it will definitely turn to 10 because it only count the cells that has number under them. So that's what this count did for you. So whenever you have a data you want to do, you want to see how many cells has the appropriate data that's supposed to be under that cell, you use count to see that. The second thing is count A. Count A, count the number of cells that are not empty under the column. So it will count all the cells that are not empty here, but it will not count. So it will not count cells that are empty, but it will count cells that has numbers, cells that has text, special character, anything. In as much as the cell is not empty, count A will definitely count that for you. So let's use the count A and see. Count A open bracket, then we highlight this cell. All the cells, we close bracket and press enter. It gives us 11. It gave us 11. So it counts including this A because for the numbers we have 10. So it will not count this A for us. But since we are using count A, then it will add this A for us and tell us is 11 instead of 10 here. So if I come here and add that B, press enter, it will have 12, we will have 12 here for count A, but for count we'll have 10 because it's only 10 uh, that has numbers in them, while 2 has characters in them. So even special character will count. Let's come here and put special character. You see, now we have 9 and we have 12 here. So that's how it is. So let me bring back that so that it will show us this. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So we have this and we have 12 like that. So now we have 11. So let me put that special character to make it 12, the way I just showed you that. So we have now 9 here and we have 12 here. So that's it. So the next thing we'll work is count blank. Count blank is used to count the number of blank cells that we have within the column. So if I say equals to count blank, open bracket, then I highlight the range of the data, close bracket and press enter, it will give us 2. That means we only have 2 cells that are empty within the range of this data. Out of these 2 cells, 2 of them or 9 of them has numbers in them, while 3 of them has something other than number. Okay, so let me explain this to you. So in this case, we'll do some calculation. Please pay attention to this. In this case, now, sorry. Okay, now in this case, if you were asked, for example, now if you were asked, how many rows do we have? How many rows we have in this data? How are we going to determine the rows? That's number one thing that I would tell you. For you to determine the number of rows that you have, because let me tell you, most of the data sometimes, especially government data, don't ever use serial number to determine the number of columns and rows or number of data that you have. Don't ever do that, because those people from ministries and agencies, they are very smart. They omit a lot of numbers and they increase a lot of numbers. So don't even do that to determine what they gave you, because some of them will start counting the numbers like they can put the serial number 1 2 3 4 5 6. They can put 6 or 36. If you are not careful, you will not know. Or they can omit number. They can start 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 11 12 13. They omit 9 and 10. You will not know. You think it's complete, you go with it. Be careful with this. So you are a data analyst and you have to all know how to trace all this, because I can tell you it happens a lot, and there are a lot of cases which I knew this type of issues happen, and it causes a lot of damages, and sometimes you cannot solve it, and it's because when you deal with the data or you clean the data, you didn't look at this. Whenever you did this, now you know the number of columns that you have that has the number. For example, this ID is supposed to be a number, of course. So we want it to be a number, even not numeric per se. It's supposed to be numerical, because this counts either numerical or numeric. So even if it is account number, if it is BBN number, if it is ID number, serial number, count will count it as a what? As a number, because it's a numerical. It looks like numbers. So that's what count did for you. Okay. Now we have numbers 9. We have cells that has something other than number 12. And we have empty cells 2. That means now we are not counting the numbers 9. We need to discard that 9. We'll look at only this count A and count blank. That's what we'll total. So to know the number of rows, let me write it here. Number of rows, we are going to say equals to sum this count A and count blank. It will give you the number of rows. They are 14. Now we have 14 rows within the data. Please understand this. That's number one. Number two, if, for example, this row is supposed to contain a number, as this one that we are using is ID, we're supposed to see number. We don't need anything other than number. Okay, fine. Then now we need to know we have some mistakes or we have some issues. One, let's say percentage of what we need to know, percentage of clean data. Now we want to know clean data that we have. So by default, okay. So like I was saying, if you want to know the percentage of your clean data now, you already know what's supposed to be under that cell, which I told you is a number, and we only have 9 of them. And we figured out the total rows that we have within the data. So percentage of your data, of your clean data is supposed to be 9 over, that is this particular, this, okay, let me select it, equals to this count, which is clean, it has number, divided by the total, which is 14, by the total number of rows. Then we press enter and it will give us this percentage. Then we have 64% clean data. We can say percentage data with, maybe we can say unnecessary, or with, how can we put it? Um, there is this that we call it, yeah, we can call it percentage of, yeah, I can call it outliers. Let me call it outliers. Yeah, I'm supposed to call it that. But yeah, percentage data with, um, no, not dirty. That's not what I want. Percentage data with, it's not, I don't want to use the word unnecessary. I don't want to use that word. Please give us any word, very simple word. I don't want to use unnecessary. Please give us any name. Yeah, something that does we don't want in that, maybe for this text, because the text that we have there, we don't need it there. So percentage of what? How can we call that text that is under the numbers? We don't want the text in the numbers. So why do we have it there? So it's supposed to be percentage of what? I just forgot the name, seriously. West data, unwanted. Thank you so much, Bashir Isa. Percentage of percentage of unwanted data. Thank you so much. This is the name I've been looking for. Unwanted data. We call it unwanted. So this unwanted data, how do we know it? If you look at it now, we have 12 here and we have 9 here. So this is how we get the unwanted. Let me call it unwanted data. So I'm going to say equals to this 12 minus clean data. That is the entire data counted minus that. This unwanted data will get this 3. We have 3 unwanted data. So what we are going to say to get the percentage of unwanted, we are going to say equals to this unwanted data, because that's what we have. This unwanted data all over this total number of rows, of course, that we have. Then we press enter to give you this percentage. So we have 21% for the unwanted data. Then we are going to say percentage of missed data. Now we have a miss, because this is what we call missed values. So percentage of this missed data, we are going to say, because this is our missed data, the blank, because blank is missed. So let's call it missed data. So I'm going to say this blank, because this blank is going to look like that. That's the missed data. So I can even say equals to this blank. I can click on it. It will definitely give us 2. So I'm going to say equals to this 2 divided by our total number of rows. Press enter. Then it will give us what? It will give us 14. Fine. If you calculate this, it will definitely give you 100. Don't worry. It will automatically give you 100. But that's not all. Now we want to know the total data out of this data. Yes, we have our missed, we have our unwanted. So this unwanted and missed, all of them, we put them as data. So let me call here and say total data. Sorry, total data. I'm going to say equals to missed data plus unwanted data. Then I'll press enter. Sorry, I'm going to say equals to sum, open bracket, this, then we get 5. So for the data, we have 5. So we are going to say percentage data, data. Then we are going to call it um equals to this 5 divided by this 14. Press enter, then it will give us this. So if you calculate percentage of this dirty data and this clean data, it will definitely give you 100. And if you calculate percentage of clean data, unwanted, and all this without dirty data, it will definitely give you also 100. This is a way of knowing the type of data you are dealing with. Cleanness of the data, knowing what is missing, knowing a lot of things related to the data. There are many things you can even do with this issue of getting to know the outliers, know that, okay, this is supposed not to be there. Maybe there are things that are, when we say outliers, we mean things that doesn't need to be there. Like they are illegitimate values within the columns. They are illegitimate values. So we can count how many of them that are maybe is a salary. We paid normal people, we paid within the range of 30,000 to 50. And we just saw some columns. We have about 150, 200, 300 in some columns. Then it's outliers. We calculate how many outliers we got. Even though they are numbers, then we'll calculate numbers of outliers. Or maybe it's just a round of So sometimes maybe it's just it can be a round or maybe immunization. You are conducting immunization, number of coverage, children covered or missed. So you see that all the trend of data, maybe call up data that is sending, or maybe people are transmitting data. Based on the trend of the data, you can find outliers. Maybe people are sending 20, 15, 30. You just saw somebody send 200, 500, something like that. So within that, you can calculate this issue of all this. By this, you will have a clear summary of a description of your data, how dirty it is, how good and how clean the data is. Please, do you understand why this count A, count blank? We use them in Microsoft Excel because I know I saw someone saying that he has no idea how can he use this? Please, this is how you can use this function, and they are very, very, very essential. You need to know them. It's very good for you to know them and to know how to do this calculation. So let's continue. So the second thing we are going to talk about is count if and count ifs. I told you count if we count based on a criteria. Now we will give a criteria to do the counting. So I can say I want to count, let's just say I want to count number of people from Sokoto. So I can say equals to count if open bracket, then I will highlight the range where the range of the data is. Then I'll put comma. Inside double quote, I will write the name Sokoto. Then I will close bracket and press enter. It will tell me how many numbers, how many people are from Sokoto. It say only 2 people are from Sokoto. So if I come here and change this Kaduna to Sokoto, it will give us what? It will give us 3. If I change it to Kaduna again, it will give us 2. If I come here and delete this Sokoto and put Zamfara, it will give us 1. So this is what this count if did for you. If you want to change the name, maybe I want to change it to, instead of Sokoto, I want to count Zamfara. So I'll just press enter. It will tell me there are 3 people from Zamfara. So for the count ifs, we use different or multiple criteria to do the counting. Now we are comparing 2 or more columns to know what it is. Let's say, for example, I want to know how many staffs has a status of very good. How many staff has a status of very good? That's what I want to know. So I want to use count ifs to get that. So let me say it again. How many staffs that are from Sokoto, or let's say that are from Borno, who are females and they have very good status? Please understand these 3 criteria. So let me write it here. Borno, female, and they have very good. We want to know how many of them. How many of them do we have within the data? Understand this. That's what brings us to this count ifs. So we are going to say equals to count ifs, open bracket. Then we will highlight the range of the first, that is state. What are we looking for in state? Then we put comma. Then we say we are looking for Borno. All right, Borno, comma. Then I'll highlight the second range. What are we looking for in gender? We are looking for female. Then I will close my quote and I will put comma again. Then I will highlight the status. Sorry, I didn't finish this. Let me just put the range to the end. Okay. So I will highlight the range of the status. I will put comma again. Then what am I looking for? I'm looking for very good. Then I'll write very good. Close it and close my bracket. So if I press enter, it will tell me there is only one female from Borno who has very good. That's what it's telling us. So if I come here, for example, I change this very good of Kano to Borno, it will tell us we have two females from Borno with very good. So I can change the state inside it. Maybe I want to know from Lagos. So I would change this to Lagos. So it will tell us there is no any female from Lagos with very good. But let's see. Do we have one from with excellent? So I can say excellent. Press enter. Yes, we have one female from Lagos with excellent. So this is how this count ifs works whenever you want to count something based on different criteria, then you use it to count it. So this is what count ifs is all about. So please understand all this. And with this count if and count ifs also, we can also calculate the percentage of representatives from maybe particular state. Maybe there is a data given to you. Okay, we want to know how many people are from Zamfara or from Sokoto or from this, and they are females, or they are this, or they are under this department, or they are this, or they are this. How can we calculate that to know the percentage of this? Let's just calculate it. Then you just go ahead, do the calculation, and we get your result based on this count if and count ifs. And I used to tell people, you see, this count if and count if is a very, very good formula that even during the interview and other very high level and complex interview on positions, you will not escape this type of formula, because definitely you will be asked maybe some questions related to this. So please try as much as you can to learn this, learn how to work with it, learn how to put it into practice, learn how to calculate the percentage based on this. And believe me, this will definitely help you. So this is it. This is exactly where we are going to stop. And please, as we are going forward, we are doing all this. We started creating a lot of things. We started doing things that are complex in all this data analytics. You see, we started doing this. We are now trying to know the cleanness of the data, trying to cover this, trying to do all this. Please keep learning this and keep knowing how to do this. If you have a question, go ahead and ask. If you don't, let's call it a day and we meet tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, the count ifs. I say count ifs. We use count ifs to count based on multiple criteria. For count if, we count based on one criteria. That's why I just want to know people from Zampara. So I use count if for that. So that's what I did for the first one. But for the count ifs, I'm going to use different criteria to do the counting. That's why we say we want to count people, let's say a female with very good from Borno State. So what we did is inside the count ifs, what we start with is to write the count ifs. Then we highlight the range of the first thing that we are looking for, which is state. We say state is sub. Okay, like I was saying, for the count if, then for the count ifs, since we in count if we only use range and criteria, but for the count ifs we use range, and then we put the first criteria. We say Borno. We put comma inside the same count ifs. We highlight the second range that we are after. The second criteria we are after. We say a someone from Borno, a female from Borno. So we are going to account column of also column of gender. Then we put comma and we write the criteria, which is female. Then we put comma. We close the quote and we put comma. Then we count, we highlight the last column, which is to know the status of the female that is from Borno, which is we are looking for very good. So after we highlight it, then we put the very good inside. Then it will count how many of the staffs that qualifies these three criteria that we gave you to count for us. So we can give you a lot of things. We can give you a lot of criteria, maybe to count this from this, that is this, that is this, that is this. Please try as much as you can, please. So this is how you use this in Excel. Please practice this. It's very easy, but it's very essential. You need to know this and understand how to work with it. Thank you. Please, if you have any question, go ahead and ask. If you don't, let's call it a day. Uh, so I think this is where we are going to draw the curtain and call it a day. So let's meet tomorrow and we continue from where we stop. Thank you so much and have a wonderful dream. Bye bye.